Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Arsenal, a new segment for your match day content. Of course, match days are back in full effect now. So we'll be kicking off your match days with this show where we get into, some score predictions, possible starting lineups, the mood before the game. And as you can see at the bottom, there will be the road trip. It's back. Robbie's back in his car saying, we're going to do this. And of course, the match day live watch along will be still going on. And there will also be full-time content at the end of the show or the end of the day. But bringing you the good morning content, it is myself, Pippa, Charlene, of course, and Helen. How are you all feeling before the first Premier League game of the season? We're kicking it off Friday night. Arsenal kicking it all off.
Woo! I'm excited. I'm buzzing. The Premier League is back, baby.
I can't believe you're that excited. What exactly are you excited about?
Seeing us too.
Our 3 new signings to begin with. That's a nice positive start for the season for us. Ben White looks nice and sharp. Sambi, great performance from him. I liked what I saw. Driving forward. Tavares got that goal on his debut. So some excitement there.
What about you, Helen? Are you excited about the game? Excited about the season as well?
Yeah. I'm a bit nervous and anxious now that the reality is kicking in. Pre-season's over. So this is real now. Points are there to be taken. And, we need to take them 3 points.
I know. I mean, everyone's kind of writing us off at the moment, of course. Yeah. Brentford, they've had a great run in the Championship last season, the way they've come up, and everyone's talking about their star boy. That is their star boy, Ivan Toney. That's the only player that they seem to mention. I'm sure they've got other threats in their team as well. But they're a team in comparison to Arsenal that have had great recruitment and they've done well. They've let go of some of their biggest players in like Ollie Watkins, Ben Rama, and they've still managed to bring in players and still achieve Premier League promotion. And their first game is against Arsenal. And out of all of the traditional top 6 teams, we're the team that's like, anyone can get points against them.
We're the team they want to play because they're thinking this is the best time to face Arsenal right now. They're a club in complete and utter turmoil. There's no real unity, even though they can tell us there isn't. We still don't know who our starting 11 is going to be. We didn't know most of last season, and I don't know who our starting 11 is going to be. I can guess probably 8 of the players that will start, but I definitely won't be able to say
8.
Maybe 8. Yeah,
8. I think for me, definite start is about 3 players.
No, there'll be more. You're going to start with Leno because there ain't no one else that can start.
Yeah. Like, let's go through this. Yeah.
Let's go through the team. It's going to be Leno in goal, Kieran Tierney left back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mari, Ben White.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Who's that right back position going to?
It's going to be Hector Bellerin. I would go with Callum Chambers or Cedric, but I think it's going to be Bellerin.
Okay.
I mean, who started against Tottenham? That should be an indication.
Yeah.
But Bellerin didn't really start, I don't think, that game, but I think it'll be Hector right back. I think we have to go with Sambi and
Xhaka.
I said Xhaka.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I had a little kickback on I had a little lag in the internet. That's why I saw pause. Yeah, so Xhaka. Then you're going to go with Saka, definitely in the team. You're going to have Emil Smith-Rowe in the team. You're going to have hopefully Pepe in the team. That's at least 8.
Yeah, and then who's up front?
Who's up front? The Aubameyang or are they both playing?
The dilemma is now because neither is really on form. So are you going to go with your number 1 goal scorer, statistically proven, your captain? You can't really put your captain in your first game.
I reckon Arteta will go with Aubameyang, even though he didn't manage to get a goal during pre-season. Didn't really have the best season last season, but I reckon Arteta's going to go with Aubameyang.
He has to start Aubameyang. He's our captain. You can't go into your first game without your captain.
Yeah, fair point. But something tells me that Lacazette's going to start. I feel like he's been very consistent in pre-season. I know that the strikers haven't had the best pre-season, the both of them. But I think if it's not Lacazette and Aubameyang, I think out of the 2, Lacazette will start. But you would expect Aubameyang to start out of the 2.
Yeah.
Out of the 2.
And psychologically, as for the club or, from the football team's perspective, there's no way we can start our first game without our captain playing. That just sends such a bad bad signal.
Yeah.
And that's how I would look at it. Like, if Aubameyang is our captain, he has to start, because this is a new season. He's our best goal scorer at the club, you know, proven, a senior player, and he's our captain. He has to start. He has to start.
Not only that, but if you don't start him, how is that going to impact his confidence? When you take into consideration the season that he's had last season, then first game of the season, you don't start him. What's that going to do confidence-wise? And how much will we be able to rely on him this season as well?
I mean, I think
he has to start.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer that you'd expect him to start, but honestly, he has to get goals now. Pre-season, no goals. The end of last season wasn't too great either. This is the time that he has to get back into form. I don't know what it is that's going to take. Is it a confidence thing? I don't know where the lack of form's coming from, but Aubameyang is the time against a newly promoted team to score. Honestly,
I'd love him to get a hat-trick today.
Imagine.
We can only dream about stuff like that.
We can, but he's that player that can do that. It's not like we're dreaming and, like, you know, we're just making up these numbers. He's proven he's more than capable of turning up and getting a hat trick. It's just the confidence hasn't been there. But I think that's So with the lack of goals from our strikers, what's your do you expect there to be a lot of goals from Arsenal today? Do you expect any goals from Arsenal at all?
I'm expecting a couple of goals
from Brentford. No, genuine question.
You've got no faith in the team whatsoever, have you?
These discussions have to be had. We have to ask. It's like, do you expect Brentford have proven that they've got a top goal scorer, and he's been on form. Not only for Brent's makers, like you have to take this into consideration. He's excited. Have you seen his social media? He's raring to go.
He's been charging up, mate. Listen. I reckon he will get a go against us today. Ivan Toney's going to score. But I think we will score also.
Okay. Who? Do you know what I mean?
I reckon today, for Arsenal, Aubameyang and Pepe to get a go. For Brentford, Ivan Toney. That's my prediction.
Because when I think of scorers today, to the first match day of the season, I think the likely player to get a goal is probably Pepe. At the moment, because of the lack of form, I've seen Aubameyang to get a goal because I haven't seen it in so long. I want him to so badly, but I'm thinking possibly I'm expecting Pepe to score. I'm expecting from a set or something, because what we've seen going into that box and didn't know.
Sorry, your audio, you're just cutting in and out.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all now.
You keep cutting in and out. You need to sort it out. Try it again. All right, while Pippa sorts out her audio, I'm just going to read this comment from Turkish saying, when I was at the stadium on Monday, the head of content and a few others said Arsenal are the ideal team to start the season with. Big team, but not in a great place.
Definitely. That's exactly what we've just sort of touched on, really. Says it all. When I say turmoil, it's because we are a big team, big club, but we're not really reflecting that with the way we're conducting ourselves on the pitch. So yeah, definitely.
Can you hear me now?
That's so much better. We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know what happened, but
we've lost you again, Pips.
Are you there?
Is it your mic?
Let's read out this one from Bibek saying, AFTV are the best. You do so much for the fans. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
That's what we're here for, the fans.
We're here to represent all the fans around the world that love Arsenal. We're just the lucky ones that get to go to the matches. Now we can go again.
Maps is saying, I wasn't ready for this much energy in the morning from Charlene. Mate, I wake up with burst energy. That's when my energy is at the highest.
And a coffee later.
And I'm on the green tea.
Coffee yet? No.
No coffee yet.
Right, tell me you can hear me now.
Yes.
You're back.
Just about. Okay. So obviously we're predicting who can score today, like what the feeling will be like for the start of the season.
But in yesterday's press conference, I'm not sure if you saw, a journalist did ask Arteta, you know, what would define a successful season for Arsenal this season? Where's your goal line for finishing in the league? Like, where do you expect to finish? 7th, 6th, 4th, 3rd, whatever it is. And he didn't give an answer. He basically said, beat Brentford on Friday and we're in a good position. Not really.
Yeah.
You win.
Great,
and, yeah, great start, but it's not the best position. We need to know what the ambition is of the club and the manager for where Arsenal expect to finish the season, because you ask a lot of fans, I'd love to see what the comments say as well. Where do you realistically expect Arsenal to finish this season? I know we haven't started yet. It's hard to say. We can only go by pre-season. But where do you expect Arsenal to finish?
Well, I want to see an improvement from the last 2 seasons. So for me, I'm expecting to be at least 6th. And I know it sounds a bit like,
oh yeah,
but you know, we need to start climbing up. And as we can see, there's still so much work to be done on the pitch as well as in the transfer window. We don't know what other signings we're going to be getting in. I mean, we got Ben White in, we got Tavares, we got Sambi. But the main concern, Leno, if anything happens to him, who's our backup? You know, why hasn't this been sorted before the start of the season? Yeah. All right, Aubameyang hasn't quite found form yet. Lacazette, why haven't we got that striker, you know, up front, creative midfielder? And these are the areas of concerns. Last season, it was the same thing. No end product in the final third. Yeah. Why hasn't this been done right at the beginning of this transfer window? So I don't want to get my expectations too high, but 6th place is what I'm expecting at least minimum for Arsenal this season.
Before I ask Helen, yeah, you know, you said nothing's been done in the final third. Why haven't we done nothing? But then what does that mean? You want to get rid of Aubameyang and Lacazette? What do you want to change? What needs to be done?
I don't want to get rid of them. I think we need to add someone else to them.
Yeah, but we have players. We have Martinelli. We have Balogun. We have Nketiah, Eddie. We've got another 3 players that can all play up front. But the manager needs some serious thinking. If we can't go buy the players, you see our board are not backing him in the way to be very ambitious and actually compete for titles. We can see that by the transfers and our activity within the market. So as fans, of course, we want the best for our club, but we see the best isn't happening. Like, you know, you've got to keep it real. So the way I look at it, we need to look from the depth we have within our squad already and get the maximum out of what we have. For me, we're failing in doing that. We've had, I believe, with the players we've had over the last even 3 seasons, we should have produced a better finishing position, but I don't think we've managed that team well enough to get the best out of them. I know this is like raw facts, but that's my opinion. And my biggest concern is that right now, because we can't change all of the stuff from top to bottom that need to go, because there's a lot that are, there's no excuses we can keep making every season. It's tiring, it's draining as fans. You know, we're not the only club like this. There's many clubs like this, but we are Arsenal, and we've been used to having a fantastic manager in Arsene Wenger of the past that overachieved with this business model. But the business model's changed now. So
is football, and so is the football market.
It's changed. Everything's changed, yeah, but we're not changing with that. We've stayed in that stagnant place, and we're falling so far behind because of our incompetent, I don't know, there's a lot of incompetence happening at Arsenal, you know. Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to the game. I feel like I don't want to be negative. We need to be positive, but we've got to find the positives within the squad we have, because we can't just wave a wand and have the players we need, because we don't have them. We don't have them.
There was rumours circulating this morning as well as last night about Odegaard happening. I've seen people mention it in the comments as well. I'm not too sure how reliable that is, but apparently it's been announced in a few hours. Is that a player that, I'm not sure if we've discussed this before, like, would you prefer to have him back in that midfield position other than a new signing, another new midfielder?
Do you know, having Odegaard last season, I think he done all right. So him coming back would obviously be a benefit, because he's already worked with the team. But his price tag, 50 mil. I mean,
it's 50 mil though, isn't it? I think it's rumoured it's about around 20, but I could be wrong.
Is it 20? Because I was thinking 50 million is a bit much. If we're going in with that much for him, we might as well go and get Maddison.
I think I saw something that said it was a lot less due to Real Madrid needing to offload players. But anyway, for me, it's not even about the price tags. I'm not here to worry about, like, our owners have enough money Yeah, if they really, really want to be ambitious and get the best return out of their business, yeah, spend the money, invest the money into the business to get a bigger return. The more success we have on the pitch, it's not rocket science, the more money they're going to make. So they just need to get the right people working for them, in my opinion. And I'm not even talking only about Arteta. I'm talking the people making the signings. I mean, 1 minute we want this player, then we want that. They don't even know who they want to bring in. We can't even, like, this list of players keeps changing. It's
Arsenal.
I'm getting a headache thinking about it. It's like going into a changing room and you can't decide what dress you want to buy. Come on.
Who would you prefer, though, Odegaard or Maddison, if you had a choice? What's your personal preference?
Well, I've been asked this so many times, and I feel like I flip and flop between the two because obviously they've got different qualities, but they're both not. I feel like they're both not the answer. They're both players. But they're like, I enjoyed having Odegaard in the team, especially, you know, he scored that Europa goal. You know, he had moments within the Arsenal squad that were good when he finally got his first goal and stuff. But and Maddison, great player too, but you know, is he the answer?
Yeah, I don't think either of them have got enough to make an impact on this squad right now. For me, it's not going to change anything because we've got players of a similar caliber if they're used correctly. My fear is I saw how Arteta used Odegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe with them playing someone out of position. So it all gets too complicated. And
in Odegaard and then Emil Smith-Rowe started playing left. It was just all a bit,
you know what I mean? Like, it's going to hinder Emil Smith-Rowe's development. So again, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I just can't see a clear direction of how we want to play. I don't know what our identity is. I'm concerned we don't have any real leaders in the team. That bothers me more than anything right now.
To be fair, we only saw Odegaard for half a season. I would have liked to see him for a whole season to see if it would have improved our, you know, where we finished in the league, like this, like Stunnerman says here, or do you know what I mean? We didn't really get to see the best of him. Yeah. But I think it's still too early to judge whether that's the player we should bring in. We got to see him from January to the end of the season. Not that much time to judge a player, but it didn't really make much of a difference. Whereas Emil Smith-Rowe came in and he made a difference straight. I thought he did straight away. That game against West Brom, winning 4-0, like the moment he came back into the squad, we saw differences in the performance. Odegaard, I didn't see that quick.
Yeah. For me, I just want to see more of our homegrown young players coming through into the team. For me, that's the key to us moving forward. Bringing in players from different clubs, from different countries, the transition period, there's no guarantee. These youngsters have all grown up playing, being coached the Arsenal way. There's a philosophy within them. They play with their heart. I'm not saying players that come in don't, but they know what it means to play for Arsenal. And you see the impact. You touched on it. Emil Smith-Rowe made that difference. Saka made that difference. All right, I don't want to keep going on about Joe Willock, but he wasn't given the chance in the midfield in the key. When he lifted his level, we then sent him out on loan. I just would have loved to see him given the chance in the midfield because he would have given us the goals from midfield that we lacked last season. I mean, I don't know, but he wasn't given the chance to prove whether what I'm saying would have happened. Fizz is back.
Hopefully we stay that way, mate. It's so true. So how do you ladies feel now about Joe Willock going to Newcastle? I mean, look at what he done for them when he went out on loan.
I understand that obviously we are trying to offload players to get money back into the club, and the players that we need to offload are not, you know, they put them up in the shop window, no one wants to buy them. I understand that, do you know what I mean? But in the same breath, we've got midfielders, the quality of Joe Willock, who's a young player, who's just hitting form. It doesn't make sense that we get rid of him, but keep the likes of Xhaka and El Neni, who are aged, not improving, and then they're going to end up like the Williams, or not Williams, David Luiz, and but they're going to go for nothing. We're going to let them go free. They're not. But I understand, because it's funny because we complain about we let players get older, out of form. We can't sell them for a good price tag. We're in a position where we can sell a young player and get some type of money for him, even though I don't think it's the best idea. But out of all the midfielders we've got, he's the only one that's, you know, we're going to get funds for.
Yeah.
So what about other players like Nketiah, for example? Is that another player that we should be putting up in the shop window? Because, you know, he comes off the bench, hasn't really, you know, scored for us either. Perhaps he could go on elsewhere and shine brightly and, you know, and get the minutes that he needs. Because for the England team, he seems to be doing well. But why is it not the same at Arsenal?
I think that's the same with him. I think he has been put up for like transfers or loans, and nothing's happening. It's all about what the other clubs want at the end of the day. And when maybe it might have to be a championship team again, like when he went to Leeds at the time, because it looked like there was rumours earlier this year, West Ham, I think it was Crystal Palace, and whatever's happened, then he hasn't been able to go to those clubs. So it's all about what these other clubs want and how it could fit into their style of play and their system. And at the moment, he's not sellable either, it seems.
I don't know. I think if we can't use Eddie, if we're not going to use him, then he should definitely go out on loan. You've got to look to be developing these players to A, use them, or B, sell them. So there's no just them sitting at Arsenal doing nothing.
But in the same breath, we do need squad players. We do need other strikers that can come off the bench. Yes, we have Balogun. I know people are going to get on to me for saying his name wrong. Apologies.
Balogun.
We need other options. Some of these strikers have to accept that we're not going to be a first team starter all the time. You're not going to be able to start 11. You're going to have to sit on the bench.
Our squad is quite big, Pippa. We've got no European football. Come on. Yeah. Our squad is big. We've got a lot of players that we want to get rid of.
I hear that, but, you know, we are pretty much a cup team at the moment, if we're honest. You know, FA Cups, 14 of them. There's going to be cup games coming up, you know, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. And those are still other competitions that we need to play in. And that there's still a lot of games, regardless of no European football. There's still a lot of games to be played this season. And yeah, we've got a lot of players. Why are you laughing?
At the comments, Teo Baka is saying, come on, you Gunners, we're winning the league this year.
What league?
I love the username.
Yeah, I can't believe you read that. I would have read that.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of games to play, and as much as we need to offload players, clearly no one wants them at the moment.
Yeah, I know. That is another concern.
It is.
But on a positive note, let's look for some.
Yeah.
I miss Arsenal. Do you know positive? I'm so looking forward to going back to games. Like, I cannot wait to go to big away games, to be back at the Emirates, full stadium, just being back to how it was before this whole everyone's life changed.
I know.
You know? I was in the full swing of things, driving up to Manchester, driving here, driving there, going to all these games, and then boom, football's cancelled.
I know.
So I'm excited to get back into it, to be fair.
Yeah, me too.
It's nice that the stadiums are back to full capacity as well.
Yeah. Do we know? Is it confirmed that is there away fans at every stadium?
I'm not sure stadium, but there's away fans today at Brentford.
I know there is. Yeah. Yeah. We know.
I thought it was just like that going forward.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. It should be. I hope so, because I miss the away games. The away games are.
I love the games. Yeah. So what are our feelings about the first 3, 4, 5 games?
I'm only looking at the first 2, but that's as far as my mental capacity can take me. I'm not trying to have a breakdown this early on in the season.
Game at a time, mate.
If we lose today, are you halfway to a breakdown?
Half. It's not a joke, guys. Like, I might lose it already because we have a tough start, but so do other teams. You know, Man City's playing Man City. You know, most teams. The Premier League's not easy anymore. It hasn't been for forever, but it's even getting harder for, like I say, the traditional Big 6 teams to remain a Big 6 side. So that's what my doubt is coming from, because like we're so far behind, and I feel like this is the one season, or maybe next season, if I'm being realistic, where we can hopefully climb back up, because we don't have European football and that pressure of that. But at the same time, with no European football comes no extra funds, meaning we don't have the pulling power to get good, attractive, you know, big money players in. We just don't have the funds to do it. But at the same time, each game, if I'm looking at Brentford and Chelsea, realistically, I'm looking at a draw and a loss. But I'm hoping that this team proves me completely wrong.
I'm hoping so too, as well.
Yeah. We played Chelsea pre-season, we lost. We played Tottenham pre-season, we lost. What's the difference between them playing them in the league now? We played pretty much our starting 11.
Yeah.
Well, the difference now is Chelsea's now got Lukaku. They've strengthened up even more.
We're not saying it's a draw and a loss. Why are you looking surprised, Charlene?
Well, because about the draw, I mean, the loss against Chelsea, all right. That
But don't forget, that was not by any means a first team Chelsea that we played against. Like,
exactly.
Really.
I'm not looking forward to that game. I'll be there sitting in my seat, probably watching a game like this.
To be fair, though, see, the way Arsenal are is it would be typical that we'd go and maybe not win today, and then maybe beat Chelsea. You know, like we have done that in the past. Obviously, maybe I'm dreaming, but yeah, that would be nice if it happens this season.
I just saw a comment.
That's what I was looking at. Yeah.
Paul Campbell came to Arsenal. Let's just say that's never happening. First of all, we couldn't afford him if we wanted to. Or maybe we could. We might just break the bank for him, but I doubt he would ever do that. I doubt it. Could you imagine Kane going to Arsenal? I know that's.
Oh man! What? Listen, Kane has said he wants to leave Tottenham for trophies. Why would he come to Arsenal? What trophy? He can't win a Champions League with us. I know he might not have won an FA Cup with Tottenham, but I don't think that's going to excite him to come to Arsenal to win an FA Cup. You know, if we're in the Champions League, it'd be another story, because I'm sure he'd rather come to Arsenal than go to Manchester, purely because he'd want to stay in London.
Stay in his house, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, that would be fun. Hey, Harry. I wonder if Lee would like Harry to come.
I was just about to say, I would want to see Lee's reaction to that.
Like, we signed Harry Kane. Okay.
You'll probably go mental. You what?
That'll be the only time you're going to see him cheer when Harry Kane scores.
Do you think he'll even do that, mate?
Yeah, if he played for Arsenal, of course he would.
No. I think it'll take him a few months to break in.
That's what it will take a bit of time, not straight away. Look at in the Euros. He sat there when Harry Kane
He's playing for Tottenham. He's a Tottenham player. I understand why he wasn't cheering. If he was playing for Arsenal, I'm telling you, he'll be cheering.
All right, let me ask you. AFTV says, "Good morning, girls. I'm a very positive person, but I'm not excited for this game today." So let's say, for instance, wildest dreams. It's crazy that I'm saying wildest, but let's say we beat Brentford 4-1 today. Mad scoreline, or like 4-0. How does that change your perspective for the whole season, or do you still stay on like wary?
No. I think it's a bit of an overstatement to say, all right, it's going to change.
Oh, sorry, Shah.
Oh, do you want to go first, Helen?
I said, for me, it wouldn't change anything. I expect us to be beating Brentford, a newly promoted side. 4-1 is a standard result. 4-0 of Arsenal. That is what I'm used to seeing as an Arsenal fan, you know. So I expect that. Nowadays, though, I know we're not really that kind of team, but I expect that.
Exactly. And I mean, all right, it's Brentford. No disrespect to them. I don't think they're going to be an easy opposition tonight. But if we get a 4-1 result against them, that don't mean we're going to go and tear up Man City, tear up Chelsea, tear up other teams that are strengthening. Look at West Ham, you know, even Villa.
Yeah.
So, you know, each game, one at a time.
I just really want something amazing to happen just to go on like an unbeaten run. Like, remember when we went on that 22 game unbeaten run with Emery? We thought, oh, this could be the answer now. Like, but then something always goes wrong, man. Like, there's predictions coming in already. People are saying Brentford 3, Arsenal 1, Brentford 2, Arsenal 0. Like, no one has any hope today.
No respect for us.
Except for Ty.
Except for
Ty.
1-0 Brentford.
Wow. Todd Miller is saying 4-0 Brentford.
On the flip side, then,
if you're a Chelsea fan, I can see that hat in the little corner.
No, but let's say now, on the flip side, imagine that does happen. Imagine we do lose badly to Brentford.
Listen,
let's say we lose 3-0. Where does that leave Arsenal fans for the rest of the season? And where does that leave Arteta most importantly?
Yeah, Arsenal fans, where does it leave Arteta? It's about Arteta.
Is it too soon after one game in the season for his job to be on the line, losing to a newly promoted side? Or does that level him, giving him a lifeline of 3 more games or 3 more months or something like that?
They're not going to sack him after one game, but they should be seriously looking at a plan. 6-1 Brentford. These are having a laugh. I know it's early, guys, but come on.
No, if something like that happened, I might go missing for a while, if I'm honest with you.
Right.
No,
Depends if it's the ref's fault, innit?
no, I might have to go missing because I was walking. I was out with my son yesterday, and you know, people, like, you know, it happens. People recognize you, and I was getting bantered by you. I was just minding my business, you know, walking down the road. Some United fans come up to me, was bantering, saying, "Oh, Arsenal are dead," and I'm thinking, wow, like, I can't even go eat with my son without football fans bantering me. If we lost to Brentford on the first day of the season that badly, I would have to go hiding because I could not take no way, no way.
Hey, I know people are writing us off, but it can't be that bad. Listen, I'm rooting for Arsenal tonight. I feel like we're going to get the 3 points. So, Pippa, you reckon we'll perhaps get a draw? Helen, what are you saying?
I need to see the lineup before I can make any predictions. I need to really get in the zone and see where Mikel's head is at, because I don't understand his mind. I don't understand his brains. I don't understand how he picks teams. I need to see the team sheet, and then I'll be telling you later on.
All right, so let's do it this way. Let's do definite starters. You don't need to name the whole starting 11. I know you said earlier, Helen, who you think you'd want to start, but give me your definite starters that you want to see in the starting lineup today, and judging by your starting lineup, what your score prediction would be. So let's 3 or 4 definite starters. Well, Leno, obviously.
Saka definitely. Right, what I'd want ain't gonna happen. I'd love to see.
I don't know.
You know what? I would love Arteta to come out so bold and literally bench. Like, I'm literally going to go like completely back on what I said at the beginning of the show. But I'd love him to be so ruthless and bench. Obviously, if Aubameyang wasn't our captain, blah blah blah, I'd love him to bench Aubameyang, bench Lacazette, bench all the senior players. Maybe not in the first game, but at some point, if we lose the first 3 games, no, I'm being serious now. If we lose the first 3, 4, 5, 6 games and he still ain't been sacked or he's still in a job, I want him to own it, bench all of the senior players and just field the youngsters. And I'm telling you, they will give a good account of themselves. If the senior players he can't put it right on the pitch and get points, they all need to be benched. That's what I'm...
Ruthless attitude.
Listen, it's drastic times, take drastic measures. And we are there, like, kid yourselves. You can't be, you know, in any disillusions. This is, for me, probably the worst I've ever remember times as an Arsenal fan. There ain't been nothing worse than right now. I've never witnessed us finish 2 seasons 8th. Yeah. So I might sound like a little millennial entitled little brat, but they are facts. I've witnessed us being in the Champions League literally my whole life, almost, since fans were in the Champions League. Us Arsenal fans were going. I am privileged to fly around the world and watch top matches at the Nou Camp, at the Bernabeu. I've been to all these stadiums, to Milan.
Don't forget the Allianz.
Listen, the Allianz, I was there, like, and I won't even tell you the things I was witnessing amongst our own fans fighting as soon as it was disgusting. But, you know, and I just, it's painful to witness. And when people say us fans are like toxic and we ain't doing nothing. All we do is care about our club. We don't want to be seeing this. I've got no personal criticism of anybody, but I'm judging it as a fan and what they're doing to my football club. So, you know.
Yeah. What about you, Shah? What's your definite start?
I went off topic.
That's all right. Definite starters. I mean, obviously Leno goes without saying. Tierney, Sambi, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe.
Definite starters. It's so mad because our mind's pretty much the same as Charlene's. It's so mad that none of them said Aubameyang or Lacazette, because they're not. They are important players, but they haven't been important in recent times because they haven't been provided. But I'm hoping that they do today. But listen, thank you to everyone that tuned into our first show of the season of Good Morning. Don't forget, there's lots more content coming this match day. The road trips are back. Robbie's back on the road trips. There will be match day content. There will be the starting 11 on AFTV at 6:45, and of course match day live with the watch along, as well as fan cams back outside the stadium. Robbie will be there speaking to Arsenal fans, possibly Brentford fans, who knows. But make sure you tune into all our match day content today, and we'll see you later on in the watch along.
Bye.